Mommy, leave the light on, a glimpse of hope that I can see, light that shines in darkness, quieting the fear in me. The light that shines and points to goodness, the light that kisses heaven's bed, the light that dawns from confusion, the light that cradles my sleepy head. Mommy, leave the light on, light that breaks through night's dark gloom, light that magnifies God's mercy, the light that draws our lost hearts home. Her screams woke me from a deep sleep. An alertness came over me as my feet found the cold wood floor and padded quickly to her room. I need Jesus. You forgot Jesus, she bellowed as tears saturated her scrunched up face. I enfolded my toddler's warm body against mine and kissed her salty face. She clung to me as her heaving breath slowed to a rhythmic purr. I disentangled myself from her little body, heavy with sleep, and tiptoed to the window where her nightlight was plugged in to the wall. My fingers fumbled until I found the switch to turn it on. A mural of Jesus in a white robe surrounded by sheep glowed golden in the light bulb's illumination. I glanced once more at the peaceful curves of her face in the soft light and returned to my warm bed. As a small child, I was afraid of the dark too. The shapes in my bedroom took on unsettling forms in the darkness. I would lay wide-eyed and panicked in my bed for hours until exhaustion finally overtook me. When my daughter began fearing the dark, I was reminded of the paralyzing fear and anxiety that had once gripped me. As her screams rang out in the night, I would run to her room and hold her tightly as I soothed her with whispered prayers of protection. Then, one day as I rifled through a box of discarded memories, I came across an old nightlight with a picture of Jesus tending to a flock of sheep. My daughter's tiny fingers traced the smooth glass, drawing as I told her that Jesus was her light in the darkness. That night, we turned on the nightlight and cuddled together in her princess bed as we gazed at the glow of our Good Shepherd. Between unending laundry, my girls bickering, and squawking for food every 10 minutes, not to mention utter exhaustion, it's easy to let each day melt into another. Somehow, in the daily grind, I try to find ways to make this month feel sacred, but rather than holy, my December so far has felt harried. All too easily, I go from one activity to another, and then pass out in an unmade bed and fall into a dreamless sleep. I don't pause to look at the stars glow atop my tree, the reminder of the North Star that kissed the head of our infant king. Rather, my eyes travel to the pile of dirty tennis shoes beneath it. No, I don't look to Jesus' light until I stumble into dark places like fear and anxiousness. My daughter reminds me that too often I forget Jesus and I desperately need him. I'm grateful, though, that God never leaves me in total darkness, that his light can banish any trace of darkness, and for a mighty God so tender that he brings comfort to a little girl afraid of the dark. The alert on my phone reminded me of a date that we had to cancel. No, today we won't gather to celebrate God's light and the calling of motherhood that we share. The future feels dark as we make our way in an unfamiliar new reality. I won't try to make it tidy, but instead I'll read a verse that we can sink our hearts into. John chapter 1, verses 4 and 5. In him was life, and that life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Yes, that light still shines, and it guides us when we feel overcome. Moms, Merry Christmas from us at St. Matthew. We look forward to connecting with you in the new year.